Good morning, everyone. Today we'll be starting with our another topic, the another major physiographic division of India, the Northern Plains. The Northern Plain has been formed by the interplay of the three major river systems, means the Northern Plains, the rich fertile lands, right? It has been formed. The three major rivers have a major role to play in it. And these three major rivers are your Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra. Indus originating from the Mansarovar Lake in Tibet, Ganga originating through Bhagirathi, and the Brahmaputra, which again originates in the Tibet area. So the northern plain has been formed by the interplay of the three major river systems, the Indus, the Ganga, and the Brahmaputra, along with their tributaries. Tributaries means you can say the branches of rivers which originate from these major rivers. It spreads over an area of 7 lakh square kilometer. The northern plain is broadly divided into three sections as mentioned below. The western part of the northern plain is referred to as the Punjab Plains. This plain is formed by the Indus and its tributaries, means its branches, which flows in different direction. These are your Jhelum, Chenab, Ravi, Beas, and Satluj. The Ganga plain extends between Ghaggar and Teesta rivers. It spreads over the states of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, partly Jharkhand and West Bengal. Brahmaputra plain lies in the state of Assam. Now if you see, Indus, it originates in Tibet near the Mansarovar Lake, right? And your Indus has been divided into tributaries. These are the branches, your Ravi, Beas, Jhelum, right? Chenab, Satluj, and where they are flowing in India as well, right? Your Satluj, somewhere near your Punjab and Haryana area. Chenab, Jhelum, where are they? They are in your Jammu Kashmir area, right? So they are, they are responsible for the fertility of these areas. If you see Ganga originates from where? It is said to be originating from Bhagirathi. Now, the source of Bhagirathi is your, the Gangotri glacier. So your Ganga is there. Now Ganga again is being divided into its tributaries. That is your Ghaggar, right? Your Ganga again has been divided into its tributaries. It's Ghaggar and your Teesta. Teesta river is somewhere in this area. The Ganga plain extends between Ghaggar and Teesta rivers. It spreads over the states of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, partly Jharkhand and West Bengal. The Ganga and its tributaries, the Yamuna, your Gomti, your Son, your Ghaggar, right? These are the tributaries of Ganga. And if we see, they are occupying the major fertile lands of the northern plains, your UP. The UP has the fertile land, right? It is drained by which river? Your Ganga is there, right? So your in UP, Kanpur, Ganga flows, and Ganga and its tributaries, they are forming the rich and fertile northern plains. Brahmaputra plain lies in the state of Assam. Now your Brahmaputra, its origination is again from which area? From the Tibet area, and it flows through Assam into your Bay of Bengal. So this is the river map of India. Teesta is not clear here, but your Teesta lies somewhere in this portion only. Fine. So again, the western part of the northern plain is referred to as the Punjab Plains. This plain is formed by the Indus and its tributaries, the Jhelum, the Chenab, the Ravi, the Beas, and the Satluj. The Ganga plain extends between Ghaggar and Teesta rivers. It is spread over the states of North India, Haryana, Delhi, UP, Bihar, partly Jharkhand and West Bengal. Brahmaputra lies in the state of Assam. Now, the northern plains, if you see, right? Indus originating in Tibet, Mansarovar Lake, right? Entering into India, right? Then entering into Pakistan and finally draining into Arabian Sea. Ganga originating, somewhere in the, or near your Gangotri glacier. Origination flowing through the northern plains, getting divided into tributaries and finally getting drained into your Bay of Bengal. Your Brahmaputra again originating into Tibet, flowing, entering India through Assam and finally draining itself into Bay of Bengal. Right? And your Tista river is formed here only. Now, if you see, this is the entire picture of your northern plains of India. Right? These are the areas which are drained by these three major rivers, the northern plains of India. Now, according to the variations in elevation points, the northern plains can be divided into four regions. The river, after descending from the mountains, deposit pebbles in a narrow belt of about 8 to 16 km in width, lying parallel to the slopes of the Shivalik, which is known as Bhabar. All the streams disappear in this Bhabar belt. The streams and rivers re-emerge and create a wet, swampy and marshy region known as Tarai. The largest part of the northern plain is formed of older alluvium. It lies above the flood plains of the rivers and presents a terrace-like feature which is known as Bhangar. The soil in the Bhangar region contains calcareous deposits and is known as Kankad. The newer, younger deposits of the flood plains are called Khadar. Now, it's talking about now what happens after that. The rivers, after coming from the mountains to the plains, right? When the rivers are flowing from mountains to the plains, they even carry the soil which are rich and fertile. The mineral rich soil, right? The soil rich in minerals, the fertile soil. These rivers, they even carry those mineral rich soil along with them. And as they flow and as they come to the foot plains of the Himalayas, these silt, these sand, they start accumulating in the foothills of the Himalayas, right? They start getting deposited, and wherever these rivers flow, these mineral rich soil, it flows along with the rivers, right? And the way it is flowing, it is making the area fertile as well. Why it is said that Indus, Ganga and Brahmaputra, they play a major role in forming the northern plains? Because wherever they are flowing, they are carrying those mineral rich soil along with them. Wherever they flow, they carry those mineral rich soil along with them, and thus making the area fertile and fit for cultivation, right? The river, after descending from the mountain, deposit pebbles in a narrow belt of 8 to 16 km in width, lying parallel to the slopes of the Shivaliks. Now, after coming from the mountains, right, they form a narrow belt, and Shivaliks are the lowest mountain range. A deposit of pebbles is there, which is known as Bhabar. All streams disappear in this Bhabar belt. Only pebbles are there, streams are not there, the flow is not there. The streams and rivers re-emerge and create a wet, swampy and marshy region known as Tarai. The largest part of the northern plain is formed by older alluvium, the old alluvial soil. It lies above the flood plains of the rivers and presents a terrace-like feature which is known as Bhangar. The newer, younger deposits of the floodplains are called Khadar. Now, we'll be studying about this in detail tomorrow. Meanwhile, Go through these slides, go through the maps. If any query is there, you can contact me on your WhatsApp group. Thank you.